Welcome to DC Fan Gives Hope. Before I go on, credit given to Chris Wong, Swenson, Ping Pong Flicks, I think his name of the channel is. I've just watched it. Just watched the video of the power of a multiverse, and the way he read an article by Screen Rant, and he explained it the way I've constantly thought about it, and I've mentioned it in my YouTube, and I'll get to that. I just had to give credit to him because he's got a big, huge fan base, and it was like he was reading my mind, and the way I was seeing the future, and what I was hoping was the future of DCEU, and what he said, it's finally out. My idea is, and his idea. I'm not saying he stole my idea or whatnot, but I'm just saying my thoughts are equal in him on the matter, and because he's got a big following, he reaches more people. But before I go on to that, I just like to mention a couple of things. And first things first. Now, as you may know in my live YouTubes, I've been playing Arkham Asylum. Not the first one, I'm sorry, Arkham Knight. And I had played the previous ones, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Origins, and now Arkham Knights, and I must say the storylines on each of those games was fantastic. I've not completed Arkham Knights, but I'm close to it, as you can probably see in the live stream. I won't spoil it, but I thought the storylines was brilliant, and for anybody, I mean, I spoke to people that don't read comics, and they couldn't complete it, didn't get the Riddler, but I'm trying to sell it to this other guy in my work, and the idea of playing it and collecting the riddles and stuff. So I'm playing it, and then I'm reminded that about a year ago there was an idea that a Batman movie was going to get made, and it was all going to and it was all going to be in Arkham. You had this murder to solve, and that way you was going to come across every villain in the place, and I thought, brilliant, because we had the Batman v Superman, right? We had the Batman v Superman, and that there was elements in that came straight from the Arkham games, and I thought I would love it if it all. I mean, I'm a fan of a film that can just take place in one spot. I love the 12 Angry Men. I loved Phone Booth. I believe if it's a good script, good story, it can all take place in one building. Look at Judge Dredd and stuff like that. Okay, so I thought this is brilliant. This is what I want. And then we had Ben Affleck coming up, and he's introducing Deathstroke, and I remembered fighting him in Origins and stuff, and I went, yes. And then of course something different's happening. And then I'm watching the animated movies, and I looked and I saw the Death of Superman animated movie had like 4.5 stars, and Justice League got 4 stars on the Skybox thing. I'm thinking, why can't people, under Warner Brothers, make all these? How can the people behind the games, like the Arkham games, people behind the animated movies, make such fantastic storylines, fantastic gameplay, some fantastic animated movies and stuff, right? Why can't they not do the same in films? Seriously, I mean, who is it that's behind the Arkham games? Who's writing the stories for it? I've got to read up upon it. And I says, surely you can turn your attention to making the movies. So, and then that brought me through to the series. That brings me back to the TV series. I just recently got the DVD. I was going to show you it, but it's in my car. If you've followed me for the start, you know that I recently bought. I bought the DVD that's got all the crossover events on the DC Arrowverse. Well, they've brought out another DVD with the crossover event, with the sort of what was it? Was it Crisis? I can't remember the title of it, but it was like the Nazi sort of bad versions of them. So they brought it out in one DVD that had all the 4 episodes on it, and that to me shows that despite what you feel about the TV shows, they're doing brilliant. They're doing so brilliant that they're actually releasing a DVD that has the crossover events. And now we're talking about another crossover event that may have a lot of Gotham characters. Now we're hearing, so TV's doing well, and each TV show that is totally different from the last. You've got Arrow, totally different from DC Legends. You've got Black Lightning, totally different. Gotham. Each show brings its own. There's something in it for everybody. For every, you wouldn't. People that like DC Legends might not like Gotham, and so to speak. And then you've got this new Joker coming about, and and he's doing it. And there was an article about how we're still going on with the previous Joker, Jared Leto, and so of course that made us all. That made us say, well, what are they going to do? That's a brave move. We're going to have so many different Jokers. And I've said in my previous YouTube that I actually thought that was a pretty good idea. It's something different than what Marvel's doing, because what Marvel is doing is, they're keeping it all in the same universe. But again, the downside to that is you know what to expect from the next Marvel movie. It's themed all the way around. They're not going someplace dark with the same character. They've not got a standalone villain movie apart from Deadpool or something like that, right? But you know what I mean. They're not doing something like the Winter Soldier movie, or who else, a Thanos story. Because here we've already talked about Gods, the new Gods, which is a totally different kettle of fish. We've got Aquaman, Shazam, both sort of like supposed to be still in the DCEU. But then you look at the DC Entertainment, the new web series that's coming on that has Titans, dark, gritty. You have Swamp Thing, dark, gritty, horror sort of thing. And then you have this standalone Joker, and so it's a whole mishmash of movies that you cannot expect. Now, whether the audience gets this is another matter, but what it means to people is, and I've got a lot of faith in the audience. I have faith in people will put 1 and 1 together and get the right answer. Put 2 and 2 together, I equals 4. Yeah, I get that. There's a Joker. I'd love it if they announced, or they showed 2 trailers with the 2 Jokers. That would be excellent. Right away, people would get it. All right, he's playing another version of the Joker, and because people will automatically think, oh, is this the origin of the Joker? So he goes from that, and he doesn't look like Jared Leto. But people have got more, suave up there that they can say. And the more we do it, the more we make all these movies, and then we don't know what we're going to get. We don't know what we're going to get with when we go to see a DC movie. So that is going to be good. The anticipation of what it's going to be like, it's going to be what else? And also what I can see DC doing is that in the letter that I read out in one of my live chats, one of my Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knights live video I read out a letter done by DC Entertainment, and they're talking about how there's going to be a shift in management and everything else, but it's a shift in just direction where they're going, right? It's not a big move. What they're going to do is they're going to try to please everybody. They're going to make dark films, light films, comedy. They're going to have TV shows for everybody. They've got Supergirl that kind of goes for the girls' generation. It's going for the girls popular. You got a Harley Quinn animated TV show. You're going to have a darker Harley Quinn, maybe set of sirens and stuff. So there's going to be different degrees. We already have 2 Superman, one in the TV show and one in the movies. Depends on who you like, who you prefer. So we have many, and with the TV show now showing more characters from Gotham, who's to say we're not going to get 2 Batman movies? But what this also shows, and what this also proves, that if, say, down the line, Henry Cavill or Ben Affleck leave, right, we can still have a Justice League movie by bringing in another actor, because by then we'll be used to the chop and change. There is no rule book that says we cannot do this with these characters. Now, it'd be sad for all our beloved actors and actresses to leave the role, but what it does mean is we can have a different, in our lifetime, we can have a different way of doing it. And who's to say we can't have 2 Superman? Henry Cavill and somebody else on the big screen. A different way. One Superman for people that like it gritty, like for the Zack Snyder. And there's another thing. The Zack Snyder cut. Right? Now there's a lot of people, and I've said this many a times, we are divided as fans. We have the people that claim to be like the Christopher Reeve fans, or and we have people that love the Zack Snyder version. Would be people who don't read comics that grew up watching the Christopher Reeve, and we've got so many fractions of people that do not know the DC, and and they take sides from what version they love. I mean, I've heard lots of people that prefer the darker, grittier side of BVS and Man of Steel, and I ask them why they done good and Justice League didn't, because they changed it. They changed the formula. A lot of people still loved it, but then you upset the other core. Now, what could happen is they could release the Snyder Cut, and keep that version going. Bring Zack Snyder back in, bring another, characters like that in that film, have Henry Cavill acting this way, and then in another movie have Henry Cavill acting a different. There's no rules, and that's what makes it brilliant. That to me would be more interesting, rather than seeing, okay, this is going to be a film, he's going to crack some jokes every 5 and 10 minutes. But with DC, it's going to be, this is a Zack Snyder film, right? I haven't had one of them for a while. It's going to be that, it's going to be great. Or Guillermo del Toro, or whatever his name is, the guy who made Pan's Labyrinth. If he goes in and makes a Man of Steel movie, whoa, dark stuff. And it's just, it's so many different ways, and it's pleasing every sort of fan. We'll have kids being able to go and see Superman movie for the family. Then the next thing you know, we could have a Superman film where it's like, don't take your kids to. So I think it's something positive, and I think these announcements, I think it's a risky thing that DC is doing. But if they manage to pull it off, if they manage to get all these entertainment stuff going on with the DC TV web series or whatnot, like Titans and Swamp Thing, if they get that up and running, and if they get the the TV shows, the cartoons, and the comics, which already has so many, like the Black Label or something it's called, where you have just standalone stories of these characters. So there's something in it for everybody and across the medium. And that is why I love DC. And and it makes me love DC that bit more for doing this. And some people may say that it's a risky thing to do. Some people might think that it's a risky thing because they have to focus on the one brand or the one taste. But then that taste can be boring, and you're only grabbing, like for instance, I do YouTube channels, and it's just about DC. Right, so I ain't going to get many people to listen to me because I'm biased, right? Because I just talk about DC. But then you look at other YouTubers that react to every kind of movie, and their fan base is out there. So for DC, they have to try to get everybody to be at least interested into it. And even those people that didn't like certain versions of the DC, they'll give it a go anyway, because they know they'll get their own way of, their own version of Superman. We've had my version of Superman, next year it's Zach's version, so I'll go and see that because I've already got mine, so we're all happy. So yeah, it's great. It's great to be DC, and it's reminded me why I love DC, and maybe it'll, for Warner Brothers, taking a more serious note and not giving up on this and trying to give fans what they want, every fan what they want, and not just the Snyder fans, not just the the Joss Whedon. There's not many Joss Whedon fans, but you know what I mean. Christopher Reeve fans or whatever, right? And they're trying to please everybody, and why not? That isn't such a bad thing. Everybody should have a slice of apple pie, slice of the cake. So thanks, Warner Brothers. Thanks, DC. Faith restored.